Blog Talk Radio, the world's largest online radio network.
Good evening. Welcome to the Soap Series. I am your host, Doug, and along with my co-host, Pam. Pam, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Doing great. No problem. Tonight we have an amazing guest with us tonight. You know him from multitudes of different genres, including soap operas on General Hospital and Bold and the Beautiful, even over in the film industry and reality TV shows such as My Antonio, and most recently, this earlier in this year, we had Celebrity Wife Swap. So we have Antonio Sabato Jr. with us right now. Welcome to the show, Antonio.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's great to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Pam, I'm going to let you start off tonight. And
you're going to let me? Okay.
I'm going to let you start off with the questions. I usually always do the lead, but tonight, since you're a big fan, I'll let you start off tonight. So go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I actually have a question from a listener that is with us at every show, except unfortunately he couldn't be here today. And his name is David Salvagni. I don't know how to say it, Salvagni. I think it's an Italian name. And he says, I have a two-part question for Antonio. Could you ask him how much he enjoyed singing and if he plans on continuing?
Yes, I do. I enjoy singing a lot. It's one of my hidden passions. I really enjoy it, especially Italian music. I like to sing that a lot. Yes, if I have the opportunity, and I will have the opportunity again in the future, I would love to sing again in front of a lot of people. I had the pleasure of going to Italy last year, and I sang in front of my whole country, which was great. Yeah, it was awesome. I was invited to sing on a TV show called, in English it would be called I Sing, Io Canto, and it's a TV show based on like American Idol, but instead of having adults, this is all little kids and teenagers, all Italians obviously, and I went there and I sang with the finalists who ended up winning the show with an amazing teenager, and we sang an Italian song together, and I had a great time doing it, so I would love to do more of that for sure.
Oh my gosh, is that online anywhere so we can listen to it?
I think you probably can find it somewhere. Like I said, it's Io Canto. It's an Italian TV show that goes on for about 4 to 5 months at a time, and they should have a clip somewhere of me singing. And it's a special song to me. It's an Italian song from a guy by the name of Eros Ramazzotti, which is one of my favorite artists. He's from Rome. He's an Italian guy, and I love the song called Adesso Tu, which is Now You, actually, and I just sang it, and it was great to be there at home in Milan, singing in front of the whole country, and I had a great time. So I definitely would take an opportunity to do that again if I'm asked. Sure.
Wow.
That would be wonderful.
That's one thing I did not know, and I thought I was a huge fan. I'm going to have to get on Google after this.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Well, I want to start out with the present, your Twitter timeline. Just some of your recent tweets are like, good night and wishing you a beautiful, amazing, loving week. And if I told you are amazing, would you believe me? Okay, great, you are. A lot of these tweets are very, very spiritual and emotional. And the question is, where is the incredible spirituality and positivity coming from? Did you always have it, or is it a newfound piece that you found in your life of recent years?
I think you always hope that you have it. I think I have it more. I'm just spiritually, I'm very much a really happy person. I have everything I need, and I'm very blessed to have just so many great things. And I like to share that with the world. I think that it takes work to be happy every day, and just to find something that makes you happy, like a family or God or your work or whatever it is it may be, and just be blessed and just share it with the world. There's nothing wrong with it, and I feel that right now in my life especially, I am grateful and blessed, and looking forward to the future. So and then there's so much negativity and there's so much stuff going on in the world that it's quite the opposite. So I like to share things that are pretty much heartfelt and good, and just go have a great day and just go get them. Don't give up on your dreams. And just keep fighting for it, and keep having a smile on your face. And those are my tweets pretty much. I don't like to gossip. I don't like to talk politics or things that just they don't get me anywhere. I like to think the more positive you can share, and the more you can give to anyone, to strangers, to anyone in the world, is a blessing. So I want to keep doing that.
Well,
I think more people should do that because it really makes life more pleasurable.
Yeah, I'm not here to, the social media and the last, who would have thought, 10 years ago that we would be tweeting and just sending messages and just little things here and there all over the world. And now that we are so blessed to have that, so fortunate to be able to speak our mind and say things, then why not just say the good things?
Right.
There's just so much of the bad, and there's so much gossip. I tend to focus on really good things that make me happy, and if I can reach someone out there and help their day by sharing what I'm doing, then I want to keep doing that.
Thank you. We appreciate that. My next
pleasure.
question.
Really.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying it's my pleasure to even be able to say things that mean a lot to me.
Thank you. Actually, it's not even a question that I have. My friend Sarah Adams, she was reading a book by C. Lee Harrington and Denise Beebley, and it's about soap opera fans. She wrote it, I guess, in 1995. And she was telling me that on page 43, there's a quote by a soap opera fan that says, "I cannot believe I just spent $750 for dinner with Antonio Sabato Jr." Do you remember that?
Really? I don't remember that, but hopefully she spent it right. Hopefully it turned out to be a good dinner. Wow. Especially back in the day. I don't remember that, but I'll take your word for it.
It must have been some kind of charity or fan event or something. I'm not sure exactly what it was.
Yeah,
I would hope so, and I hope that the food was good.
Yeah.
Really, for that price. For any listeners that are listening, if you do want to call in and talk to Antonio, about halfway through the hour, we will be taking callers, 347-215-9503. If you're on the line already, you make sure you press 1. That is the only way I'm able to know that you want to talk to us. Okay, Antonio, one of your most recent widely seen appearances was on ABC Celebrity Wife Swap. That has to be incredibly personal. How did you decide to do that show? And in retrospect, what do you have to take away from that experience?
Me and Cheryl had a great time. In 4 days of somebody's life, you can't really put it in a nutshell what really happens. But, it's a TV show. You want to make it entertaining and as real as possible, obviously. But, from what I know, it was the most watched show on the series, and it was something that a lot of people watched and respected and liked a lot. And we had a great time doing it, and it was hard for us. It was physically hard because I had to I was taking care of a small baby by myself as a father, and Cheryl had to be away from our son for almost 5 days, which was extremely difficult. So for us as parents, it was difficult to be apart in such an early stages of our son. But at the end of the day, we wanted to show a real life that two people in the industry have, and what you see is what you get, But there's so much more to our lives, If it would take a lot more than 45 minutes to really establish that.
Exactly, and we fans were glad that they had the additional segment at the end to know that you and Cheryl were doing good. So are things doing good since then?
Yeah, listen, it's a reality show, and you have to have some drama, you have to have some things like that, but we're not the type of people that will have the industry or a TV show ruin our lives. We're very serious. We're very devoted to each other as a family and as a unit, and we care about each other extremely. So we're real, and we're going to keep working on our relationship and our lives, and no TV show is going to split us up. I'll tell you that much.
No. And you know what? It's a real relationship, as you said. Everybody goes through it. You just went through it on TV. That's all. So nobody thinks anything.
Oh, it's fine. I to be in this business, you got to be strong, and you can't let the outside world affect you. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in it, and I wouldn't want to be in it for the rest of my life.
Right.
So for us, it's like, man, we're so happy. We're good, and we're blessed, and so why not? Listen, it was an opportunity for us to share something to the people that wanted to see it, and it was great. We had a great time. At the end of it, it was, and to see my daughter just on camera, to see how beautiful my daughter really. I know it, but just to see her on camera was really cool. And she went back to school, and everybody was like, "Oh, I saw you on TV last night." It was really.
Was she thrilled with that, or was she embarrassed when people, brought it up to her?
No, she was thrilled. She was happy.
Good.
She was thrilled, and she talked to all her friends, and she looked amazing. I'm so grateful to have a daughter like her, and she's just amazing. So to have that for me, and to keep that for our family, that we can look back and see those moments and stuff. And there's just a lot of great things that happen that we'll cherish. From our perspective, to see something like that, we're happy about it. It was fun.
And one of your new projects, I know, is that you open up an acting school. And how is that going?
That is going great. I have a lot of amazing children. They range from the ages from 7 to 17 years old at the moment, and we have about a total of 50 kids right now, and growing. And I'm just getting attached to these kids, and I found a new passion for teaching. I really enjoy it. I'm starting a new magazine in Tulsa called Real Magazine that's going to come out on the stand next week, that I'm really, really happy about. So, and me and Cheryl have a couple of other businesses that we're starting to do this year, and she has her music as well. So, and then I have the Three Stooges, which comes out in a couple of weeks in the theaters.
Yeah.
I have, but I'm really excited about this new magazine. It's just, it's going to be a community type of magazine starting next month in Texas. And this will pretty much give tools to help students and through high school and college, with relationships and money and any issues that they're going through, and also is going to promote the businesses around the local areas and awareness in the community as well. And I wanted to do it in Texas because I love the state, and then I want to spread out to as well as Oklahoma and places like that. So the first issue will be out next month, and that's one of my businesses that I'm really, really happy about, and so I'm trying to do a lot of things at the same time, and that keeps me busy, as well as being the best father I know how to be, and now I'm talking to you guys, so it's all good.
Well, you just mentioned the hotly anticipated Three Stooges movie. How did that come about, and what will you be playing?
Well, you got to see it. I have a small part in the film, but I was asked, by the Farrelly brothers to audition for them, and they didn't tell me what it was for. And then I got the part, and I'm playing one of the. Yeah, you have to see it. It's going to be at the end of the film, but I just spent an amazing time with both of the brothers, and it was just fascinating to hang out with these guys. They're just so gifted and talented, and Bobby Farrelly and Peter Farrelly are just really, really cool people, and I was so happy to be working with them. It was great, and the movie is just out of this world, man. People are gonna really laugh on this one.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's taken Hollywood a long time to come up with this, so I'm glad that we fans of the original TV show now have the big screen version to go to, and they look identical to the original. It's amazing.
Oh, you have no idea. Just wait and see. I mean, this movie is funny. I mean, this movie is pretty cool. You'll laugh. You'll have a good time at the movies, that's for sure.
Did you get to spend any time with Sean Hayes, which is another one of my all-time favorite actors?
I didn't spend time with him on this particular project, but when I was doing Hot in Cleveland, we spent some time together then.
Yeah.
He's producing that show.
Right.
So we spent a lot of time on that. I had more time on this one. My stuff was pretty much with the Farrelly brothers, but I had a great time with him on Hot in Cleveland on that set, and that set is pretty fun. Pretty fun too, yeah, that's for sure.
Oh, look at all the actors on there. I mean, Fran Drescher and them. Oh my gosh, it's just so funny. I love that. Or not, Hot in Cleveland is with Betty White and them. I love watching both of those shows.
Yeah, Hot in Cleveland. It was just, you have Valerie Bertinelli, you have Jane Leaves, Wendy Malick, and Betty White, and they're just class act. They're funny.
Yep.
They're just awesome. So. They're just a great group of girls that are just funny and just so talented. And I had a great time doing that too. That was fun.
Well, let's rewind a little bit and talk about some soap experiences you've had. Let's begin with your most recent on The Amazing Night Shift 2 per se. For many people, people think that it represented the template for the future of soaps, nighttime, almost like telenovas, making great use of history. What can you share about that experience, and what was your perception of how Jagger had matured as a man and as a father?
Well, Night Shift was great. I mean, I was actually kind of emotional when I stepped on that set because I haven't been, I've been so close with Jagger over the years, and still am because the fans are always there. They're always asking questions, so you can't really forget it. Even if you wanted to, you can't. And not that I would, but it's always there, and it's always asked. When you're going to come back and play Jagger. When you're going to come back. And it was, to tell you the truth, I wish it was up to me. I would be back today, but it's up to the producers at ABC and the General Hospital to decide if that's a storyline they want to go in with. And I haven't received any calls, but if I did to come back and play Jagger, I would. I have great friends, and the show's always been close to me. So talking about Night Shift, that was the last season, and I was proud enough to be back and to be part of it, and to have a son. It was great working with a little boy, and to have Jagger just kind of mature into a father, and but there's so much more that needs to be said,
Exactly.
Who's the mother? There's so many, with daytime you can make it any way you want. So I think a lot of fans were kind of left off and go, what happened to Jagger? We want him back, and I understand. So if ABC and General Hospital can, if they ever decide to have me back, I'm back, no doubt.
So
that's great to hear. Maybe with the new writers and that, maybe, they're bringing back a lot of the old characters. Maybe you might be one of them, and I know a lot of fans will be up for it. Yeah,
I mean, that is the one question I've been asked since I left. Since I left in '94, when you're going to come back and play Jagger, and then when they saw Jagger back on Night Shift, that was very refreshing for a lot of them, But at the same time, they want me back on daytime, and I understand. So I am ready, and I think that with my experience being older and just and I know that character better than anybody, that there's so many things that we could do with it. And to be working with Vanessa, maybe Vanessa Marcel will be great, and Maurice and Steve Burton. These are guys that and girls that I respect as people, and we have a history. So anything could happen. It's up to ABC to call me back, and I would be strongly devoted to be part of it.
Yeah, with Twitter being as popular as it is, our voices get heard a lot. For example, on Young and the Restless, an actress, Melody Thomas Scott, was not on air for 6 months. Nobody knew why, but with the fans, they went behind and they tweeted, and they joined together as the fan community, and now Melody Thomas Scott is on it almost every single day now. So their voice is out there for Jagger, and if me and Pam have anything to do with it, we will start a revolution in Twitter to try to let them be heard that we definitely want Jagger back.
Well, I have to tell you,
That'd
because
be great.
I'm in the chat room right now. Everybody's saying, "Okay, new campaign. Here we go. We're going to start tweeting out to Frank Valentini and Ron Carlivati, and we're bringing Antonio back as Jagger." So expect to see your name a lot.
That'd be awesome. Listen, if anybody can do it, it's the fans. The fans can do much. I mean, if it wasn't for the fans, I certainly wouldn't be talking here to you. So I've great respect for the fans. Always will. That's the way it's going to be. And there is no actors without people going to watch these actors. And daytime fans are just awesome. They're really awesome.
Yeah. Since we're talking about Jagger, how did you even get cast at that? How did that all come about?
With Night Shift?
No, with General Hospital back when you first started.
Oh, the original. Well, I back in I believe it was back in 1990. I screen tested for another character on the show. I don't remember the name of it, but excuse me. I screen tested, and I went screen test after screen test, and at the end I didn't get it, and I was really bummed out because I really wanted to be part of General Hospital. And it was just it was kind of like a mythological TV show. It was just bigger than life. And then I went and did my thing. I traveled the world, did some movies in Italy. I went back to acting school. I went to Stella Adler. I kept studying. I never gave up. And then a couple of years later, I had the opportunity to screen test for the show again for a character named John Jagger Cates. And then I just said, this time I gotta, whatever it takes. And I remember I screen tested for 2 weeks, repeatedly over and over again, and then I had to wait a weekend to find out the outcome. And then the Monday morning in 1992, I got the call that I got it. And, I was just the happiest guy. I think I jumped on my bed and broke it in half. I remember breaking the bed in half that night. I didn't have a bed to sleep in.
Oh my gosh!
It's really fun. And but it was amazing. Those are 2 years of my life that I just I can't tell you. I mean, I really can get emotional about talking about the storylines. And I remember screen testing Vanessa when Vanessa's character Brenda came on board. Working with Karen, with Carrie Shane, and introducing Maureen's character, working with Steve Burton. If you look back at the storyline that Jagger had to go through, and I worked with amazing people, which by the way are still there, and I get great respect for everyone, and it was really special. It was just 2 amazing years of my life. And then traveling all over the country and meeting the fans at the time was fascinating, and receiving the mail. So to be back as Jagger would be incredible. And like I said, there's history in me. It's been a little bit of time right now, and I would bring back Jagger with a bang. I really would. And I have so much more passion for this business and what I do now than I ever did. So I would hope that I could share that with the fans and the character.
Yes, and with sadly we've lost 2 of ABC's soaps this year, and with you coming back as a historical character on the show, the ratings would just show ABC that soaps matter too. We're not going down with the fight. So having someone as iconic as your character Jagger would really drive people maybe back to General Hospital, or even from the other 3 soaps that are on, to give the ratings a boost as well, because we need every viewer possible right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I remember when I came on board in 1992, And back then, especially when you did daytime, you kind of had to stay in daytime. And if you got the opportunity to work on a TV show, you were stuck there. And if you're doing films, you were pretty much, doing films. Now it's everything for everyone, and it's kind of like mixed. You can do anything, and nobody's going to judge you. Look at James Franco and a bunch of other actors, and Eric Roberts, and just people. That need to find work. You go find work, and acting is acting at the end of the day. Well, I was always promoting that, and I was always trying to do things that were pretty much out of the box. I remember at the time in '92, I was the first daytime actor to be on the cover of TV Guide, and I was the first soap opera actor to be on Arsenio Hall, and or things like that. And I'll never forget that, because I fought for things that were different and unique, and I would fight for those things right now, because this business is an incredible business, and a lot of people, I would say the majority of people, even in Australia, for the Australian actors like Hugh Jackman and people like that, they started on their version of soap operas. So, and the American actors have started on, Demi Moore, and the list is long. I don't even. Everybody knows, and I think over the years people tend to forget where they came from and what gave them that opportunity. And I think daytime has given so many opportunities to a lot of amazing people, actors, and they've made it into movie stardom and whatnot. But they tend to forget about talking about it. And I was never, I was never shy. I was like, it's like I'm proud to be part of General Hospital. I'm proud to have had the opportunity to work on that show, and to work with Wendy Rich, and on ABC, and like I said, to work with those amazing actors that are still on. Some of them are still on, and some of them are not. But at the end of the day, it was amazing. So for me to go back would be incredible. So to all the fans out there, if it was up to me, I'd be there right now. But it's up to the people at ABC to make a choice and to see if Jagger needs to come back or not.
Around the same time you were...
Speaking of soaps, too, and since you were such an icon in 1995 when you had your run as Jack Parisi on Melrose Place, the show was really popular at that time. How did it differ as a soap from, daytime to nighttime for you?
For me, there was no much difference. The preparation to get ready for a role, to study your lines, to work on a character, to make it real, to me is the same process. So at the end of the day, maybe it was different in the sense that when you show up at GH and you go to Hollywood and you're working and you're doing a lot of scenes, and 9 to 10 scenes or more, there's a lot more memorizing, and there's a lot more blocking, and the pace is a lot faster, because you got to get one show done on a daily basis. But at the end of the day, when you love something, and I tell my kids over at the academy, if you love something so much, it doesn't matter if it's 1 hour or the whole day or the rest of your life. You just keep loving it more. And I mean, look what we do for a living. It's pretty incredible that we get paid to do what we do. And so, like I said, if they brought me back now, my appreciation for this business and the craft and everything, it was so much more, just greater in every aspect. Because, when you're young, for some reason you go out and you look at it in a different way. You go out, you get it, you don't get it, you keep moving. You got all this energy and all this stuff. Right now, it's my family, it's me, it's a combination of things. I'm taking care of, other parts of me, and also I see it in a much broader perspective. So for the fans, and it's amazing now. So I'm ready to do whatever it takes to get things done. But like I said, I am so fortunate to have that time, those years, to have those amazing storylines, to work with those amazing actors, and it's the producer Wendy Rich at the time, which was the executive producer, was just a close friend of mine and still is. We had a connection. The team of writers were amazing, and I walked away with just learning on a daily basis. And by the time I left, I was like, it was like going to college. It was like, that was incredible.
Not a better way to go to school.
Not a better way to go to school. That's right.
Well, we can fast forward to this last decade. Then the daytime audience rejoiced again when you began to play Dante on The Bold and Beautiful. It felt like a natural fit to you, too, but since Bold and Beautiful does so well in Italy. The role of Dante ended fairly quickly, though, and Dante was always underdeveloped. What do you think happened there?
Well, I wasn't supposed to be there that long, and I think because with a show like Bold and the Beautiful, it's really challenging because it's only a half hour long. So and you have a pretty good amount of people who need to work on a daily basis. So it's tough to write storylines that last quickly, so you can keep everyone working. And I always told Brett Bell, the executive producer, who was a friend of mine, who was a gentleman, that if he ever needed me to come back, I'll be there, and I will be there to support Dante and the whole show. And basically, what happened, there was just a time of storyline changes, and I decided that I wanted to take some time and going back and doing movies and doing other things. The fact was that Dante was not going to be used for the time being, so I'll just take off and I'll be back as soon as he needs me, and that's how I went, and I was very open about the fact that if he ever needed me, I'd be there. So those are two roles that I'm close to. Dante's one and Jagger's the other one, and they're different people, different characters, and so the daytime is open for me. We'll see if they will call, and I will be part of it. I mean, with Bold and the Beautiful for me, in a personal level, because my family's in Italy, my cousins in Sicily and in Rome. When I went back after they saw me on TV, it was very personal to be on TV over there and having Italian fans, which is incredible. It was just it meant the world to me. So Bold and the Beautiful is very personal in other ways, and give me the opportunity to go back home and to introduce myself to a whole new wave of fans that they're from where I'm from. And that was cool. That was really awesome.
Yeah.
Can you walk down the street without anybody coming up to you in Italy and, really be fanatic about it?
They were just awesome. Yeah, they certainly knew my name. And the cool thing about it was really interesting that when I went back the first few times, all these fans came up and they started speaking to me in English, thinking that I was American. And then I just started speaking in Italian. I was like, well, your Italian is pretty good. I'm like, well, I'm Italian. I was born in Rome. I am Italian first. So it was like, it was awesome. Because they all thought that I was born in the States and I couldn't speak Italian. And then when I started just going off in Italian, I'm like, well, this kid speaks good Italian. Where'd you learn that? I'm like, I was born in Rome. I'm from here.
That is
looking,
so funny.
Looking through now, moving away a little bit from the soap world into the movie world, and we're gonna wrap this portion up so we can bring the fans on. You have a long resume of many different types of roles, and I went through Netflix this week just to see which ones were on Insta, and I watched them all just to see if I missed any. But one of my personal favorites was the big hit back in the 90s with Mark Wahlberg. That was just such a great movie. It's one of my top 20 films of all time. It was a lot of fun.
Oh,
but then,
thanks.
Another personal favorite of mine, and then I'll let if Pam has one. It is about testosterone. Your physicality, your openness has always made you a major heartthrob for not only the soap fans, but also the gay community as well. You've embraced that with your portrayal of the gay man in the well-received movie Testosterone. Yet you are personally involved with women, but what was it like to play that role, and was it difficult for you, or were you able to just jump in and become that character? I thought it was a phenomenal film.
Thank you very much. Like anything else, you just have to do your research and make it as real as possible. This character was bisexual. He was a very complicated person. At the same time, it was kind of like a dark comedy in a way. So it was very interesting. And Pablo was just you know, you don't want to walk away from something, from a character going, no, it's not believable, it's not, we don't believe that you are this person, and you just want to come as close as you can. So for me, it was interesting, and like any other roles, like I said before, you know, about the career and why I'm in it is because the challenges have to be there, and you have to create a challenge. Even if it's not there, you got to make it harder than what it is. And that's where I'm at right now in my life, that I'm just fearless about the kind of projects that I would like to do, fearless as an actor as far as the kind of work that I would like to do. And that role, Pablo in Testosterone, was one of those roles that I really wanted to get and wanted to show people in the industry, and that, you know, Antonio's here to stay. Antonio's a serious actor, and he loves what he does. So, and I had a great time working with Sonia Braga. Going to Argentina and working in Buenos Aires was fascinating. It was great. So, thank you for saying that. It really means a lot to me. And I had a great time really doing that film. I really enjoy being on the set. And regardless what set it is, it's the same thing with my passion for motor racing. You know, when I go to a track and I'm sitting around in the garage working on the car or waiting for me to get out and test drive the cars, I enjoy it so much that I just talk to the mechanics, the engineers, and I just hang out all day, and before you know it, it's been like 24 hours. The same thing on the set, that I enjoy it. And whatever role I play, once I decide that I'm going to do it, I just really have a great time doing it. It really makes me happy. I mean, Cheryl knows how happy I am when I'm working. And she supports me so much, and so I really enjoy what I do. I really am blessed with that.
And one more quick question. If there was a dream project out there that you could totally just take over and make it your own, do you have one? And more specifically, would you like to maybe take on the next reboot of Batman, since I know you're a huge Batman fan?
Yeah, I mean, that would to play Batman would be, I mean, for people that know how much I love the character, and Batman is a personal thing. It would be quite amazing. I tell people that I would do it for free, and they go, "No, you wouldn't." I say, "Yes, I would." Yeah, I think the projects that I would like to do, I always wanted to make a movie about Formula One. Formula One is a passion for me. I've been following Formula One since I was young enough to know what a car was and a race car was, and I still do. And I will always follow Formula One. And I had the pleasure to race in some of those tracks. And so to do a movie about Formula One, to play a race car driver, would be personally just awarding in so many levels. And also, when I was in Italy last year, I had the chance to kind of I look back at my father's movies. And he made some really good ones, especially back in the 70s. Not only Grand Prix was one of the greatest, probably the best Formula One and the only Formula One movie that won 3 Academy Awards, and just the greatest. But I also looked at another movie that he did, was a Western. And so I was able to find the rights for this movie, and this is something I would like to do. It's a movie called Hate for Hate. The movie was produced by MGM. And my father starred in this film, and I would like to make the remake of that. It's kind of like a spaghetti western, but it was really cool and fun, and if you could bring it back nowadays, it'd be great. So if anybody out there wants to produce it, give us a call, and we'll make it happen.
Yeah, there's not enough westerns anymore. You know, everything's all remakes of old horror movies and sequels and prequels. It'd be nice to see a new western to hit the theaters.
Yeah, I know that would make my husband happy. He loves westerns, so do it.
Yeah, I love that. Especially the spaghetti westerns are so awesome and fun. I remember growing up watching those movies. They're just cool.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and open up the lines to the fans so we can spend the remaining of the hour with the fans. The first person I'm going to take on, his name is Leon, and he is the creator and writer of a web series called Old Dogs New Tricks. And he asked specifically to be able to talk to you, so I told him I would definitely bring him on. So, Leon, you are on with Antonio. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. Thanks for blowing my cover. First
Hey,
of all,
Leon,
Mr.
how are you,
Sabato,
buddy?
I'm doing great. First of all, I want to say, listening to your interview, I'm an LA actor, and it seems like so many actors, when they reach a certain point in their career, they just become kind of jaded, and it's just a job. And I have to say, it's very inspiring to hear how much love and passion you still have for it. I think that's
thanks,
great.
man. Thank you.
It's a great.
I do. I really enjoy it. Well, thanks.
And
yeah. Go ahead.
Your career, I mean, you've really done everything. You've done daytime, you've done primetime, you've done movies. Have you ever thought about doing a web series?
Well, we did a web series. What was it called? We did a movie called Little Women, Big Cars with Alexis Denisoff and Christy Swanson and Krista Allen, Amy Yasbak, and we did it last year. It was directed by Melanie Mayron, which amazing,
oh my God,
really
the 30
cool director.
Something. She is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, and
so cool.
Ed Bigley Jr. was in it. Julie Warner was in it. It was just a lot of fun. It was different, and I didn't really see the project, but I had fun doing it. So I wouldn't mind doing it. Listen, I just enjoy performing, and I enjoy what I do. So to me, if the script is good and we have a good director on board.
Well, we have a great director. Our director is amazing. He's just 27-year-old USC Bunderkin. He's just amazing. The reason I bring it up is we're starting our second season shooting in the fall, and there's a part in there that you would be great for. And I was wondering if there's any way I could send you a script and see if you might consider it.
Well, my agency is GAA.
GAA, cool.
GAA, and you can talk to Cynthia Booth.
I'm sorry,
and everybody's going to call her too.
I'm sorry.
My agent's name is Cynthia Booth.
Cynthia, gotcha.
Yeah, cool. And just call her up, and as well as everybody else who's listening.
I know. I'm going to have to fight off all these people calling with offers.
That's okay.
That's
finally, okay.
Go
for it.
I really want to tell you how much I admire your fearlessness in playing gay and bisexual roles. I know, certainly in the Latin communities, I don't know about Spain, but there can be kind of this hesitancy, this kind of, I don't want to go there. And I really admire the fact that you seem pretty fearless when it comes to that.
Yeah, I have nothing to... I have nothing to hide. I have nothing. It's my work. So whatever I need to do to accomplish the job, you want to do it and have the opportunity to do so. It's great. I mean, like I said earlier, you got to find a challenge in everything. Otherwise, you can't just do the same thing every day. You got to find that thing. Yeah.
Do you find that
call
it
her
helps
out.
to be? Do you find it helps you to be a little afraid of a part you're playing? Like you don't know exactly what you're going to do with it?
Well, that takes the work, and I think what I've learned from my acting teachers like Dennis LaValle and Howard Fine, that over the years, and also you get older and you start looking at the projects and how you prepare yourself in a so much more professional way, and the work that you take to really establish that, and the work that it takes to get before you even shoot the first scene. It's great. I'm looking forward to things in the future because once people understand what kind of actor I am and what kind of things I really want to do, and then the sky's the limit. And I'm not going anywhere. I've always told people that you might not see me for the moment, but I'm always working. I'm always trying to get a job, and I'm always trying to change people's minds about the kind of career I want. Some jobs I've taken for reasons, for business reasons, some jobs I've taken and I walked away with just, my appreciation for the business was even better after that. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm just...
The Stockard-Channing rule there are 3 rules about taking a job. Either 1, it's going to help your career, 2, it'll make you a better actor, or 3, you'll make a lot of money. And if you can get 2 out of 3, you should take the job. I always kind of like that.
That's good. I like that. You're perfectly right.
I won't keep you. I will send a script to your agent. And if you get a chance to, we've got 5 episodes from first season online now. If you get a chance to look us up, Old Dogs, New Tricks, theseries.com, I'd love to have you take a look and consider joining us for our second season.
It's a wonderful series. I've watched it, so
you know,
it's wonderful.
Pam has my number. She can give it to you if you're so inclined.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Leon, for the call.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time. It was an honor. Bye-bye.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
All right. Calling up next is area code 508. Oops, just a moment. Let me push that again. 508. You are on the line with Antonio. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. This is the first time I've been on the air that I've been nervous because I feel starstruck at the moment. This is Stacy, fanatic about soaps. And,
hi, Stacy.
Hi,
Pam. Hi, Stacy.
I'm like,
hi, Stacy.
I'm shaking right now. I don't know. I'm just very to me, and I've said it before, but oh gosh, to verbalize it, and gosh, I'm talking to Antonio Sabato Jr. Wow. I just first want to say I follow you on Twitter, and I really I've tried to keep a positive attitude in life, and I really find your tweets inspiring. So first I want to thank you.
Thank you very much.
And I also want to thank you.
My
I've seen you on Bold and the Beautiful. I've seen you on Melrose Place, General Hospital, and have loved your acting. And I just can't express enough to you and all the other soap actors out there. I said it in the chat room, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I mean, I've become cynical to movie stars and some primetime actors who seem to become quote unquote Hollywood, where they just kind of have this attitude and really don't care much about their fans, and it's all about the money. And I can tell from hearing you talk that you definitely have a passion for what you're doing. This is, in a way, kind of your calling from what I see, so I wanted to thank you for that. And to me, it's the soap actors who are the true stars out there, and I think that's why I'm like kind of sounding jumbled and shaken up and the whole thing. Like I said, I can't believe I'm talking to you on the phone. But I guess that the only question I would have, I'd have so many questions for you, but I don't want to take up everybody's time with my questions. But if I had the one question I would ask is, of the 2 roles, on the role on Bold and Beautiful and the role on General Hospital, if you had your choice of between those 2, and or I guess the third option, another role on one of the other 2 soaps, which would you choose?
That's tough to say. I would say I'm just so close to either one of them. But Jagger is always going to be personal in so many ways, because that was the role that kind of changed my career.
Yeah.
But having Dante as well was really personal, like I said, because he's Italian. The show is probably the biggest show in Italy, and that's my mother country, and so I would say I can't really tell. I would say either one of those would be awesome to go back and revive.
I'm hoping they'll bring you back. I'm actually kind of pulling more for them bringing you back as Jagger, as I'm sure you know, with the soap genre as a whole, General Hospital is kind of the one on the chopping block at the moment, and I know as fans, we're doing everything within our power to keep the genre going. I started a few years ago just watching soaps that I had never watched before, like Guiding Light and As the World Turns. Because I found, not to talk too much, but I have chronic pain, I'm disabled, and I have found that, honest to God, the one type of show that can actually distract me enough to take me away from my pain are soap operas. I have primetime sitcoms that I find funny and everything, but for whatever reason, and I think studies have even shown that soap operas, provide that kind of benefit to people such as myself. So, anyway,
That's awesome.
I feel like I'm going off on a tangent here. I don't want to take up all your time, but thank you again. And like I said, just know that, we're pulling for you. We really, I can't express enough appreciate all that you guys do, and you give back to us, and you share your gift with us, and it means more than I can put into words. So, and thank you, Pam and Doug, for bringing me on, even though I'm like, I'm still shaking, and I'll get on the phone and I'll be like, I don't know what the heck I just said, but I can listen back. But thank you guys so much, and
you're welcome
for bringing Antonio on. And Antonio, again, thank you so much.
It's my
pleasure. Welcome, and
thank you
for calling, Stacy.
All right, thank you guys.
Bye-bye,
Take care.
Stacy.
Bye-bye.
All right, coming up next is area code 701. 701, you're on with Antonio.
Hello, Antonio.
Hey, how are you?
Sarah.
I'm fine.
Hi,
I'm the one that gave Pam that lovely little comment. It's I research soap operas, and I'm working on my thesis. And I was checking a press date, and that's where I found that comment, and I said, oh, I've got to tell Pam. So that's where that comment comes from.
That's great.
I do have a curious question for you, and I have watched a fair amount of your work, and I also saw one of your father's movies, which is because we have something called BIS TV in the United States, which is in this area, which is a digital sub-channel. And it actually had your dad's movie on about 3 days ago. I'm thinking you're going, this is interesting.
Which one?
The Western one. The Western one.
No, well, he's done a lot of them. Do you remember the name of it?
Translated to something to The Great Ride. Unless it's real bad translation.
What color did he have a personal horse that followed him everywhere, or
yeah, he had a horse that followed him everywhere, and it was a pretty horse. That was more interested in watching
that's probably hate.
So
yeah,
that was an interesting movie.
Yeah, it was cool. Well, my father did a lot of westerns. It was a good time. It was a really good time in Italy, especially in the 70s. It was a lot of fun. So hopefully I'll be able to bring one of those movies back here.
I do have a curious question. It's something, and I've seen your professionalism when you've worked on screen and how you've presented yourself in modeling and this. But I've always wondered, like, what do you draw from your inspirations for, like, when you're fleshing out your characters and stuff like that?
Oh, for the characters, just do as much research as you can, as much work as you can, and get as much information as you can over and over again, even when you're working on the actual set. And you just create something from your own personal history, or just as much as you can about the specific character you're playing. The more information, the better. So by the time you show up, you know as much as you can about the person you're playing, and you're more comfortable, and you have as much history as you can have about the specific character.
Now,
and I enjoy that process very much.
In the case of the U.S. soaps, have you ever had the opportunity to do voiceover work for American programs going over to Italy?
Not yet. I haven't yet, but that would be interesting. It would be fun.
Yes. I will let you go, and it's been a pleasure to chat with you, and best wishes on your future endeavors.
All right.
Thank you very
much. Yep. Bye, Pam.
Bye-bye.
Up next is area code 901. 901, you're on the air with Antonio.
Hi, Antonio. I actually talked to you on Frank in November. Via the
How are you?
Fine. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Thank you very much.
It's a lot easier to talk to you through here than face-to-face because, like I said, like Stacy was saying, you kind of really make the heart beat faster when somebody's talking to you. But I wanted to ask you, because I'm currently writing a screenplay, and I think I told you back then, like, you really just kind of inspire me. So I'm actually kind of basing the character on you, and it's actually, I guess character-wise, what do you look for in, like, I guess, your perfect character? If somebody who's going to write a script especially for you.
Well, there's got to be something challenging in his life while we see it on the screen that he obviously has to overcome. I always, always wanted to play a character with a huge heart, and very much in love with someone, and you can see the arc of this love story. A love story would be incredible to do, because I have a big heart myself, so I think I would bring a lot. I would bring a lot to a character like that, and the movie Love Story is actually a film that I really like.
My screenplay kind of goes in that vein. It's soap opera.
Well,
it takes all
there you go. I
soap opera. I guess.
Well, there you go.
There was another question that has to do with the reality show. I think you're underutilizing the reality genre. So I think I think you'd be really good at obviously coming back to GH and obviously doing a sitcom. But if you had to do, I guess, another reality show, have you thought about like maybe doing one like kind of like Dance Moms for your acting academy?
That would be good.
I never thought of that one.
That would be good.
But yeah, that'd
and
be good.
Doing a fitness video.
That'd be good. Yeah,
like I said,
that would be fun too.
You would totally sell that out in like the first day.
Well, anybody who's listening, there you go. Make it happen.
That's what we got to do to get you out there.
Thank you so much for your call. Okay.
Thank you, and it's good talking to you again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
We're gonna take one last caller, and then we're gonna wrap up for you. I'm just gonna pick another random number. Area code 321. Area code 321. You are on with Antonio.
Hello, this is Denise. Hi, Antonio. Nice to talk to you.
Hi,
Denise. How are you?
Yep. I'm great, thanks. It's been a great show. Listen, I just wanted to ask you, I'm going to take you back to the Calvin Klein days. What was it like doing the video with Janet Jackson?
Well, actually, the Janet Jackson video was even before I did General Hospital. That was
I know.
That was back in 1990 or 91. Yeah,
91?
we're looking back at something like that. It was before I even did General Hospital. That was the time that I did that video, and it was so cool to work with Janet. And Janet over the years has been just amazing, always kind to me, and she's been the same person from day one. And then I did General Hospital after that. So that video kind of put me on the map, but nobody really knew who that kid was, They just said, well, that kid in the video. But then when I did GH, it was kind of... Oh, you did?
I knew the minute I saw you on GH where you came from. I knew the minute. I can remember it, even though it was so many years ago. I can remember it like it was yesterday. Who is that guy?
I remember like... Yeah, I'm that guy, right?
You're that guy. Thank you so much for taking my call. I know you guys are at the end of the show.
No problem. I do appreciate
you so much.
See you on General Hospital.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We got a break.
All right. Well, that wraps up that. There's many more callers on there, but as the followers and listeners of our show, we try to wrap it up as close to an hour to respect the time of our guests. So, Antonio, just a quick thing. We've been pimping you out on Twitter to get as many more followers as possible, and I've been keeping track since the day that I invited you to the show to now. You've gotten 680 more followers. So we're getting there for you.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
No problem.
You're welcome.
Because for me, the positive things that you say, like the Stacy who called, maybe having a bad day, and your tweet could just make a difference in making someone feel better. So, and that's what I do with my personal Twitter. I try to tweet out positive things because that is what's going to keep us going in our dark times. So thank you so much for what you do tweet out with us. And definitely share more pictures too. I love when the pictures of you with your car or your motorcycle and stuff like that. We love to be able to see behind the scenes of the actor that we see on screen. So it's really a pleasure.
And you know what? I have to
Thank
interrupt
you.
here. Speaking of pictures, I have a friend, Mary Ciccone, and she's listening into the interview right now. And as she's listening, she's posting pictures on my wall on Facebook of Antonio from 2010 at the National Italian American Federation party, I guess it was. And you're standing with a few very beautiful models.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to
I'm
thank
very much
her for that.
Yeah, I'm very much part of the NIAF, which is the National American Italian Foundation, and I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of being Italian, and I'm very proud to be an American, and I take pride in being associated with the NIAF, and I will continue to do that. And Italians have done a lot of great things for this country, and I take pride in talking about that because sometimes they're left behind, and they've done more than shoot people down and be gangsters and stuff like that. They've built a lot of beautiful cities and a lot of beautiful things in this country, and Italians are awesome, so I'm really proud to be one.
Thanks. And you know what else too? We're very knowledgeable about the NIAF cause and our federation. What did you call foundation? Sorry. Because we do follow somebody else that is Italian, and his name is Patrizio Buone, and he's a singer. Mm-hmm. He's also going to be on Jimmy tonight, on Jimmy Fallon, and he's going to cook and sing.
Oh, great.
So you might want to listen to him because he's an excellent singer, and he's a paisan.
Great. I will. I'll check it out. Thank you.
All right.
That's awesome.
Well, I just want to thank you again for doing this, and I would love to invite you back to the show later in the year once you have a project that you'd like to talk about. We would love to have you back to talk about that project.
And once we get you back
Thank
on
you.
V8.
I would love that.
Yes, and we'll have you back on when Jagger returns to General Hospital.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and you have a great night, and be sure to give Cheryl and the kids all of our love from Pam and I and all your fans, okay?
Thank you. I sure will do that. Thank you so much. Have a great night, you guys.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, too. Bye-bye. And be sure to keep on listening. We got a few things to discuss before we hang up. We had a lot of callers tonight, and I wasn't able to get to everybody as usual, but I tried to just do some random ones this time because I want to, we have a lot of people who are the same people that call every week, so I like to do a little rearrange it a little bit so that way we can get some different voices on the air as well. So we've just had an amazing interview with Antonio Sabato Jr. It was great and informative. Once again, another great and informative interview. Pam, what was your thoughts about it?
What else can I add to that? I'm just so grateful that he, agreed to do the interview with us. I never expected it, but he is so kind and sweet and considerate of his fans that I guess I shouldn't be too surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, and he spoke a lot. We let him have the floor, and I personally learned a lot about him, and it's really, really great. So my challenge to you, the listeners, is to get on that Twitter, get on that Facebook, go to abc.com. You do what you can to help get Antonio back on General Hospital as Jagger Cates. You heard what he said. He can bring a lot more to it, and what I mentioned as well is bringing ratings to the show. Having him there will show that fans, we mean business when we're talking about saving the soap genre. So having him back on there, if you guys can do it for Melody Thomas on Young and the Restless, you can do it for, and you also did it for Tristan Rogers, because Tristan Rogers just announced, or the news broke today, that Tristan Rogers is returning briefly to Young and the Restless. So you fans out there, you're getting your voices heard. A lot of people were happy with certain things on the show, and you speak your mind, and things happen on our shows that we watch and that were dear to us. So tweet using follow Antonio first at Antonio Sabato Jr. All undercase, and add that into all your tweets. We'll have some links up on SaveTheSoapGenre.com as well, so we can get easy tweets. I said twinks.
Easy tweets.
Easy tweets. Sorry. And also the movie that I talked about with him, I wanted to choose that movie in particular, Testosterone. It's not a very popular movie because it's a gay themed film. It's a wonderful film, and you get to see a diverse side of him that you've never seen in any other film. So I definitely want to help promote that film and let you guys go Netflix it, rent it, download it, stream it, whatever you got to do. It's really good, and you get to see him in ways you never thought you would see him. That's all I'll say about that. Also, we got some new developments in our casting for our show. I don't know why we said casting, guest stars. We just landed Tristan Rogers. He will be with us April 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern. We are also working behind the scenes to get Leslie Ann Down, who recently has played Jackie Maroney on Bold and the Beautiful.
That would be amazing.
We've also are still waiting on dates from Christoph St. John and Bobby Eakes, who played Macy on Bold and the Beautiful. I'm also working with Victoria Rao's assistant to see if we can get her a date. They asked me for what date. There's some dates at them, so I'm looking to get that booked. Who else have we got today? I know we were talking back and forth today on Twitter that we've got a couple other fits.
I'm working on Hunter Tylo right now.
Yes, Hunter. Yes, she's working with Hunter Tylo with her assistant as well. So I talked to Catherine Kelly Lang, and she said that she told Hunter Tylo about us. So Hunter is working with us. So I'm really, really excited to see Dr. Taylor Hayes Forrester on our program. So that's about it. We'll be back Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We have no more shows for the week. We had an all-star week this week with Jagger Cates and Catherine Kelly Lang, and tonight with Antonio Sabato Jr. Next week, we have on Tuesday, April 3rd, we have Ian Buchanan from Days of Our Lives, who plays Ian. It's nice to have a character named after yourself, easy to remember.
Right.
And then we also have Signe Coleman, who has a new web series called River Ridge, and most of you will know her most recently as she reprised her role as a ghost as Hope Adam Newman Wilson on the Restless. So she'll be joining us on Wednesday next week at 9 p.m. All shows are always 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, unless otherwise noted. I do send out invites through Facebook.
Also, Doug, you don't know this, but I'm also working right now. I just got a message back from somebody that's in touch with Hillary B. Smith, and we're working on getting her on the show.
Oh, she's a cross-platform, multi-generational soap actress as well. She's currently on Bold and the Beautiful as Hope's therapist, so that would be great to have her on. So see, we're working hard behind the scenes to bring you the stars you love. So with that, I'll let you say your goodbyes, and then we'll sign off.
Thank you, everyone, again for joining us. We love having you, and we hope you enjoyed the show as much as we have. And everybody take care and have a great upcoming weekend. God bless.
Blog Talk Radio, where millions of hosts and listeners gather.